Hello, my name is Nathalie Robinson. I'm the new head chef here at the Bowden Center. I apologize for that. Today I'm going to do a cooking demonstration on making pasta salad. When making pasta salad, you have a variety of vegetables that you can put in it. Today I'm going to use a red pepper, red peppers, green peppers. I have some tricolor of the mini bell peppers, along with some grape tomatoes. As I said, green bell pepper, I just sliced that one already. Have some baby bella mushrooms, fresh garlic pegs, nice red onion, along with zucchini, squash, cucumber, and basil. Let me go ahead and put on my gloves so that I can begin to get ready to prepare the items that will be going in the salad. When you're making a pasta salad, there's always many versions of it, and that's beginning with the pasta that you use. Today I'm going to use a tricolor rotini pasta. A lot of times I use orzo. Orzo is similar to a rice, along with some folks like elbow noodles. It just depends on which pasta is your preference. Along with knowing that in eating pasta, as far as health benefits, for some of us it has good health benefits. For others, it turns into sugar. And by turning into sugar, of course, that's not good for diabetes. So please make sure that you limit the amount of pasta that you intake if you are still a lover of pasta and just want to make sure that you have it in the event that you do make pasta salad. So one of the first things that I'm going to begin to prepare is everything's going to get a dice or a small cut, is the red pepper. So I'm just going to cut that in that way. And the first thing that I'm going to do with it, of course, I pull the seeds out. And we all know that vegetables hold a lot of nutrients in it, which are much better for you in your eating, so that therefore you're not taking in too much fat. Eating more fruits and vegetables are better for us. I'm just going to do a chop like this as I begin. And that's just the way that we'll put it into the salad. All of the different things that we will add. Put this here, and Jason, who also works in the kitchen here at the Bowden Center at the senior facility, he's going to also help in chopping some of the items that I will go through. I'm going to leave this one here, Jason. More than that. Now, one of the next items that I'm going to do, I'm going to stay with the peppers, as I said before. This one I just cut off of the green bell pepper, so I'll pass that along to him as well. Some folks don't like the green. They prefer the other colors, the red, yellow, and orange, which are very pretty when you're preparing the food. I do use a lot of peppers, onions, garlic when I prepare food. I chose these 3 small bell peppers so that you would be able to just make a round cut. It doesn't require you to cut it in half or anything, and it also presents very well when you put it in the salad. As you can see, I have the rounds, the 3 colors, orange, yellow, and red. So I will give him that one as well. He can just go ahead and give me those colors. And then also we have the green pepper, which most people call it a bell pepper. They're all bell peppers. It's just that this one, when you say bell peppers, most folks know that it's the green one because that's the one that most people use. So we'll have all peppers that will be ready to go into the pasta salad. I gave you those, Jason. Now the next thing that I will cut or begin to cut is a cucumber. Some folks like the English cucumber. This is just a plain old American cucumber. And Some people like the skin. A lot of times I will slice it with some of the skin on it, just to give it that color. The color factor is a pretty thing when you're putting it in salad. And I talk about pretty and good looking because I'm the type of person that, and chef, when I prepare food, I make sure that it looks well. Want to make sure that you're happy about what it is that you're going to eat, because if it doesn't look good, then it's not going to be appealing for you to want to ingest. So with the cucumber, as I said, I took off the peeling, some of the peeling, left some on because it's good for you. A lot of the skins on our vegetables, we tend to take them off where we're taking off a lot of the nutrients, in which are very, very good for us. So the cucumbers, I just took it and I cut it in half, and I will give this one to Jason and he can cut this into just some slices that will be added into the cucumber. Squash. Love zucchini squash along with yellow squash. Once again, in talking about the different vegetables that you can put into a pasta salad, if these are not the ones that you have in your kitchen, whatever is in the refrigerator works just as good, because there is no right or wrong way to make a pasta salad. You make it so that it is pleasing to you, and that because we want to make sure that you're eating. Once again, I took the tops and bottoms off of the zucchini squash and sliced it in half, along with, now I will take it and it'll be just a half moon shape that will go into the pasta salad. The vegetables, they continue to bulk up because this is just about a pound of pasta that I boiled and chilled. So once the other vegetables go in it, it will bulk up the pasta salad, and then you'll have things in which you would like to add to the pasta salad. I'm just going to go ahead and show you. I'm just doing some half moon cuts. Nothing has to be exact. If a smaller slice is what you like, then that can work as well. As you see, we have these half moons. I'm going to put them in a bowl. Jason is busy back there doing what he's doing, and I do appreciate it. And then we will continue to cut the different items. You ready for the next thing? You can just do half of that one. We're trying to make sure that we're practicing our social distancing. The bowls in which we are using, this one, the tasting. I'm just going to do a quick switcheroo. Don't mind me. Just trying to keep up with what's going on. Using cucumbers. I am going to give you a different bowl for that, because we're going to do the tasting. Take the mushrooms. Hope that everyone is doing well today as we are preparing a pasta salad for you to taste. Or actually not so much taste, you have to do telly taste. So it's through the screen. Unfortunately, here you go. You're gonna put it inside that bowl, just that half. Good enough. Now what I'd like to prepare or begin to cut is some baby bella mushrooms. I pulled the stem out of it, just have them ready. I prefer to cut them in half. Mushrooms, a lot of vegetarians prefer mushrooms because they have that wonderful taste and make you think like you're eating meat. Portobello mushrooms are very good for grilling, as well as adding to your different items that you prepare. I put them in sautés. Say you take a piece of chicken, saute some chicken, put some vegetables in with it, and use some mushrooms. Sauteing the vegetables prior to putting it in the pasta salad is also an option. That's something that you can do. I do that sometimes as well, but for the sake of television and what it is that we're doing here today, all of the vegetables that are going inside of the pasta salad will be raw. I am going to continue to cut these mushrooms up. Jason doesn't have to help me do that. He's done a really good job thus far. Thank you, Jason. As well as, so I just took 3 mushrooms. Now this pasta salad is going to be pretty hearty, and it's going to probably fill that bowl. So I'll keep them off to the side. No need to put it in. We'll do it all one at a time. Now I have some fresh garlic. These are already been peeled. I prefer to use fresh garlic over the minced one in the jar. It's just something different about the way in which it tastes, the flavor. Even though it is fresh garlic, it's been put into some type of water or oil. If that's what's easiest for you, then that works. I prefer to use the fresh garlic, and what this is going to get is a nice fine chop. I would pass this to Jason, but it's just 2 pegs. So, and then once you slice it, just continue to, hold your knife and just chop it. I will make a mess with the sauces. And continue to chop it and make it a fine mince. Garlic, as far as when you're finishing your different items, whether it's a pasta salad or even if you're preparing a meat or if you're preparing any other item, garlic and onions are 2 of the main ingredients that I use in a lot of different things that I prepare. It's just very flavorful, and it's also good for you. All fresh vegetables. Frozen vegetables are better. If you have to use anything other than fresh, go to frozen. Now, if you're concerned and you buy the garlic that's already been peeled and you say, oh, well, I'm not going to use all of that. Always think multi-purpose use with your different vegetables that you purchase in the supermarket. So, for example, when I have a lot of garlic, and if I know I'm not going to use it all, I will take the time to put a handful of garlic cloves in the food processor along with some olive oil. And then what you can do is pour it into the ice cube trays and stick it in the freezer. And then once it's frozen, put it into a Ziploc bag, and you can have it to be used for whatever you're in need of. So say you're making a soup or a stock or a spaghetti sauce, those items it's easier to use. And if that's too big of a cube, they have now ice cube trays that are small, big, you can choose. You don't have to have the traditional block. But if the block works for you, that's fine. And just know that once it defrosts, it will have a little condensate. It'll have that water, but it's still a fresh vegetable that you've turned into frozen, that to be used at a later time. So now that I've minced up this garlic really fine, you'll barely taste it. If it's an ingredient that you don't want to use, that's fine as well. These are just some of the items that I use when I make a pasta salad. So I'm just going to push that off to the side. I will use all of that. And then one of the next items, I prefer to use the grape tomatoes, not cherry, which are rounder. These are the grape tomatoes. They're sweeter. They have a nice firm texture to them. Of course, tomatoes have great dietary benefits. As far as telling you all of those different things, I would love to go through that. I'm just taking the time to talk about the benefits of the fresh vegetables that we're going to have today for the pasta salad. I'm going to add that to there because that one's a little messy. And Jason, I'm going to pass these to you. You can go ahead and chop up. You can give me about 8 of those, 9 of those, and that should be good. One of the next things that we can do is add some red onion. Now this onion is pretty big. Most people don't purchase them so big. Some of ours are smaller, some of them are larger, but I'm going to show you the technique that I use in order to get that perfect fine dice. Take the onion and I cut it in half. And I'm going to peel the skin back and use a little bit of a problem today. So I'm going to peel the skin off of it. Discard that. And then I'll take it and I'm going to cut it in half again. So this is the only piece that I'm going to use. So if you just take your hand and hold it. So what I'm going to do is score it this way. Just go up until you reach close to the top. This is just an easier way to prepare and dice your onions. And then you take it and then just take your knife and go this way. Oops. It's trying to run away from me. It's getting really messy. And you're just gonna, don't mind my fingers. Ooh. This layer, I'll take off. Of course, it's not being cleanest and neatest. And then when you have those cuts, all you're gonna do is just slice down, and then you have those perfect diced cubed red onion that's gonna go in there. Some people prefer sweet onion. I like sweet onions as well. Sweet onions, red onions, they all work, or even just plain old white onion or yellow onion, whichever is your preference. There is no rule book to making pasta salad. It's just making sure that you use fresh ingredients as you prepare. Hope that you're enjoying what it is that I'm showing you so far. I'm sure it's nothing too new and new. Something that's been around for a long time. The only difference that I do when I make the pasta salad is I use Italian dressing. Some folks like the robust or whichever, zesty. This is just a plain Italian dressing. And then I also add, not creamy Italian. I also use ranch dressing in mine. So that's what I'm going to use today. I'm going to move these things over here. And just to give it another little bit of a different flavor and flair, I'm going to add some fresh basil to it. So that will get chopped. I'm going to ask Jason to do that for me as well. Here you go. And he's going to take, actually what I'll do is I'll take some off of the stem. Basil is very fragrant. It's an easy herb to even grow in your window or grow inside your home. What we're going to do is just pinch. You're just going to pinch the leaf off of the stem, and you'll have them in a bunch and do a nice chop to them. So, or you can slice it whatever way is comfortable to you. But some leaves are bigger than others. This bunch actually has a nice small amount, and it has like a little licorice taste to it. It does taste more pungent than the shake one that you buy off of the shelf. I'll get that into you so that you can chop some of that. Along with, let me do a change of the gloves real quick. Grab that excess off of there. Along here. So one of the things that we're going to do with this pasta salad now is to add up the pretty ingredients that you see sitting off to my left, your right, and add it into this pasta salad and begin the wonderful blend. Of course, it tastes better once it gets a really good chill on it, but all the vegetables were cold before I began. I had them all in the refrigerator. So here's my mushrooms. There were 4 mushrooms. Baby Bella. I didn't use the white ones. I used the Baby Bella. They just have a little bit of a different taste to it. So then I'll just take up the garlic and add that to the pasta salad. And I'm going to add the red onion. As you saw, once I diced it, I just wanted it a little bit smaller, and I just took the knife and went through it one more time. I may not use all of that onion because it is quite a bit. So I'll just use that. And just building that layer of flavor that you're going to taste when you dig into this pasta salad. The next thing that I will add are the tomatoes, which have been Just all they did was just cut it in half and quarter them. Next item is your zucchini. Now, like I said, if you wanted to saute them just a little bit, I would take the onions, the zucchini, and the peppers, and maybe a little bit of the garlic. Garlic tastes best to me when it's fresh versus cooking it. When you cook it, you kind of cook off a little bit more of the flavor. And then we also have the diced green pepper. Add all of that. And then you have the tricolor. I'll add those. And then we'll add some of the red. I don't need all of it because it was quite a bit of peppers. I'm just going to toss that a little bit. Let all of those flavors get to know each other. I hope this is something that you will enjoy. I use my gloves, and then I'm going to add the cucumber. Thank you, Jason. And we're going to add some of the basil. As you can see, he's chopped up the basil a nice fine. Now, basil is one of those ingredients that I do use a lot of it as well. I'm going to show you something to do with another demonstration with some fruit with basil. Not today, but we'll do it another day. And because I have the gloves on, it makes it easier, or you can use your utensil to toss it. I'm just trying to get all those flavors mixed up. I prefer to do it this way. There's no rhyme or reason to it versus adding this dressing onto it. I'm going to take my gloves off and then get another set. Now, when I use salt and pepper, I mix it together, not necessarily one and then the other. Whatever your preference is, that works. All right. Now, what we're going to do is take this salt and pepper, just take I'm going to reuse this bowl real quick because we know what we use it for. Now, salt. As far as salt, if salt is something that you don't typically use, you use a different seasoning to give you the illusion that you're having salt, then go right ahead and use that. Of course, you have a different variety of salt. This one that I'm using today is a kosher salt. And then, actually not a kosher salt. Well, yes, it is a kosher salt. But you have kosher salt, you have pink Himalayan, which is a really good derivative for dieting. So then I just take it and toss it together. I'm not going to put all of it in there. Of course, you use it to taste. You add it to taste. Now I'm going to take about, I don't have a tablespoon with me, but I'm going to eye it. I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of the Italian dressing and add that there. And then the next, as I said, I use ranch. A nice creamy ranch. You can use a creamy Italian if you like, or whichever dressing makes you happy. So now I will take the time to use the spatula to toss it. If you want to add some red pepper to it, give you a little bit of spice, or whatever seasonings, that just work perfectly. Look at that. What a beautiful medley of colors that we have going on here. To me, it looks as if it needs a little bit more dressing. You add that and taste it, just so that you know what it's going to be like. I'm going to add just a tad more dressing. And what I'd like to do is put some in bowls so that I can taste, so that you can taste it. Sure. Okay. All right, I'm going to come in front of the camera just so you guys can get a good look of what this, let's see, what this pasta salad looks like. So you have your tomatoes, your onions, your cucumbers, your bell peppers, mushrooms, garlic. Sounds like a lot. If you don't want all that, you don't have to put it all in there. The good thing is, you make it your own. And here we have a nice, refreshing pasta salad. Enjoy. Thank you.